95% of all Bitcoin's been mined, but 95% of the world doesn't own Bitcoin. So I just think that there's still a huge demand versus supply imbalance, meaning there's a lot more potential buyers of Bitcoin over the next 10 years. And so I think there's a lot of upside into year end.
Into your like 150 target?
Yeah, 150, maybe 200, even 250 this year.
What? 150 to 200 to even 250. And what's your, you don't have a terminal price on that, do you?
Well, it's, I think at a minimum it should have the same network value as gold. Mm-hmm. And if you look at above ground gold, it's probably 23 trillion. So that would be, 1.2 million for Bitcoin. But I think Bitcoin is more valuable than gold. So, gold, Bitcoin could be 2 million, 3 million long term. Even higher.
Is there a limit to how many Bitcoin you can own, or do you have a fixed number in mind?
No, we'll keep buying Bitcoin. We expect the price of Bitcoin will keep going up. We think it will get exponentially harder to buy Bitcoin, but we will work exponentially more efficiently to buy Bitcoin.
We should scale L1 by about 10x over the next year and a bit, based on delayed.
Why the in a bit? Why not be more ambitious here?
No, year would be great. Okay. But based on basically delayed execution, block level access lists, networking level improvements, distributed history storage, like the stuff that we already talked about. And then I think at that point it would be a good time to basically take a breather and have a period to verify that we're actually doing okay on decentralization properties. Possibly even do a fork and focus on kind of
that's a controversial comment. Hold on. Say that one more time, please.
Yeah. Take a breather, verify that we're fine on the decentralization properties, and possibly do a fork to tie up loose ends in terms of.
Oh, you mean a hard fork, not create a second chain?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Versus soft forks.
Yeah, tie up loose ends on account abstraction, censorship resistance, possibly VM improvements, simplify the protocol, switch to SSZ, stuff that doesn't threaten decentralization, and at the same time we become more confident, and then. Once ZK VMs really become mature enough that we can rely on them, then go, even beyond that. So, that's my approach. I know there are people that are kind of even more brave than I am, and they don't believe in the take a breather step, and they believe that we should literally commit today to doing 1000x. I don't believe in that, but in general, I do think there's a lot of room to scale safely.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box, provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, well, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the NWO book and the Crypto Teacher book. The NWO book shows you how the world really works, and especially in the times that we're in right now, it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep. And in 2025, the NWO is going to turn on that alarm clock. It's up to you whether you wake up or not, whether you're going to hit that snooze button. Remember, my people perish from the lack of knowledge because they reject it. And guys, we're going to see stablecoin regulation, which is the foundation of this new digital economy, and it sets up down the road 2028, 2029 for that free money. And I told you that we would get a first quarter pullback, and that's what happened. And then also I told you that tariffs would get stepped up, and that's what happened. Layoffs would pick up. That's what happened. So the Crypto Teacher gives you a warning like Noah and Gilgamesh, whichever one you want to call it. But we will get some type of reset this year. Most likely stable coins are the catalyst. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. We have trillions of dollars sitting on the sideline in money market accounts. And then plus, we know the Fed is going to cut rates. Not a lot this year, but they're definitely going to cut rates. So I see us getting a correction and then moving back up. And then we have the two powerhouses, China and the U.S., will step up these tariffs on each other. And of course, guys, that's going to hit certain parts of the market. But then we also have the hacks. We have the Birdman. We have the drums are beaten. And more movies to come, as we can see. And inflation is going to stay sticky, and layoffs are going to step up while they move in all this automation. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel. through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto flat. And this week the fifth falls on a Thursday. And we know the next day we have options. So we know we're going to slightly move up, pull back, and then next week get a slight pump. We're not going to pump like normal because we know in June there's going to be a lot of negative activity when it comes to the markets. And the stock market is definitely going to take a beating this month. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, if you're part of the stock Patreon, I'm going to keep you updated, but make sure you look at the calendar. The calendar will let you know what's going to happen within the month. And then we have stocks. Right now, the Dow is down, S&P flat, and the NASDAQ slightly up. Now, we have Bitcoin hash rate reached its all-time high. And we have Tom Lee, again, coming in with the predictions, 150 to 200,000 for Bitcoin this year. But we have to have a geopolitical event that makes that happen, and then also stable coin regulation and the Trump's $1 trillion bill. So all we have to do is pay attention to the Fed, the stablecoin bill, and then also the Trump bill and what they're going to do with this debt ceiling. And I'm going to talk about that later. And then also Tom Lee says Bitcoin could hit 2 to 3 million long term. And Bitcoin has to be pegged to something in order to get up to that gold price. And if it's pegged to these robots, if it's going to be the robot checking account, we know it could be a whole lot more than 2 to 3 million. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Michael Saylor's strategy just keeps buying more Bitcoin. And we have Vitalik says Ethereum to scale 10x over the next year. And Ethereum is definitely the new internet. And we know DeFi is definitely the new banking. And Ethereum is definitely the platform for it. And remember, the crypto teacher tells you, all you have to do is look at the ecosystem. Now, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates slightly up even after that big repo on Friday. We have the dollar down, but guys, we know the dollar is going to continue on gradually moving down. And looking at the gold price right now, you're talking about the dollar about 50 to 75 cents. It's just the central banks holding it up. We know all the countries that have moved off the dollar. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, Trump's job is to devalue this dollar so they can drop the debt and get us on this level playing field for the new digital economy. And then we have volume and crypto up. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo was at $315 billion on Friday. Make sure you put it on a daily basis during the week. And we know the Fed wants to keep rates high for longer to destroy this legacy market so Trump can build this fourth industrial revolution. And we clearly see the Trump and the Trump family pushing this new digital economy because we know the president works for the banks. And we have Trump says if court rules against tariffs, it would ruin America's economy. And we see tariffs are being used to bring in this new digital economy. And we have Scott Bessent says the U.S. will never default on its debt. And we're going to see whether they pull a Janet Yellen this time or whether they push everything through. They push everything through. We know this is going to give the stock market and cryptos a pump. You're talking about a $4 trillion bill. It's going to be a short pump, but we're definitely going to get a pump off the $1 trillion bill. But make sure you're keeping an eye also on Japan, because eventually we know Japan has to make a move. Now we have Singapore's central bank orders local crypto firms to halt overseas operations by June 30th or face fines or even jail. So we know something is definitely about to happen. And we know Singapore has been leading this new digital economy. And this was in the Singapore Central Bank's plans back in 2022. So again, guys, this is part of a plan. Something is definitely about to happen. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin, Ethereum spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin, Ethereum spot ETFs right now are down. And we have BlackRock moved 4,113 Bitcoin worth $429 million to Coinbase. And like I tell you, make sure you're looking at inflows and outflows. Now, getting over into a little crypto news, we have over 2.7 billion worth of tokens to be unlocked in June. So we know those dates may change, but just make sure you're paying attention. Now we have consensus to help SharpLink build its Ethereum Treasury by leading 425 million private placement. And these companies are not following Michael Saylor's blueprint for no reason. They know all about the digital economy. Now we have UK-listed IG Group launches retail crypto trading, giving investors access to 31 digital assets, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. And we know that is all about adoption and making money off of fees. Now we have BitMEX block cyber attack from North Korean Lazarus Group. And if you always see the same boogeymen, you know who's behind it. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Meta partners with defense contractor Andro to develop a AI-powered mixed reality headsets for the U.S. military. And yes, guys, you heard that correct. And who do you think these headsets are going to end up being advertised to? That's right, the kids, especially the teenagers. And lastly, we have Russia's largest bank, Sberbank, launches structured bonds tied to Bitcoin and ruble. Also, we have Bitcoin futures set to list on Moscow Exchange June 4th. So like I stated, we're definitely going to get that little pump and then a pull back. But guys, we know these Bitcoin bonds are definitely coming. And we see Russia using Bitcoin in the real world. And don't forget, Russia got off the dollar in 2014 and China got off the dollar in 2015. But the dollar just kept moving up. Now we're going to start seeing the dollar get devalued. Remember, that's Trump's job. So he can get the debt down. We go to a level playing field. But that means the fall of America to Babylon with that United States World Reserve currency. And the rise of the BRICS nations led by China with that digital yuan backed by that digital SDR. All you have to do is look at Belt and Road. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.